this Wednesday evening. Yeah, had a long day at work today, and just now walking off the stress. And I told hubby, I said, I gotta get out of the house. I said, it's beautiful now. Finally, the weather is warming up. It's a little chilly, not like where you're freezing, but more like a cool feel, like a mid 60s feel right now. And it's beautiful out right now. So I just said, let me go ahead and go take my walk. And as you can see, I look tired. I gotta get some coffee when I get in. And when I get inside, I'm gonna go get some coffee and sit back outside and watch the rest of the sunset because I need to. Try to get all the stress from work off of me. Woo! It was a lot of work, a lot going on at work. And I was like, yeah, I gotta, walk off the stress. And I was telling my husband that, because he told me he's been feeling like really like down lately, and I told him, I said, you can't be on those video games. You can't be sitting on the video games all day long. And he's like, I know. And I said, you got to start walking and getting your mind straight. And I told him, number one is prayer, always, prayer. And he's like, I know. He's like, it's so hard. So I'm trying to motivate him to walk and do more and get off the video games. Because there was a time when I first met my husband, not that he didn't play video games, but he was more active. He would go to the gym 3 times a week. He would play basketball. He would go walk every day. So, and I said, well, what happened with that? Well, he got married, he got too comfortable. He didn't, when he lived at home, his parents got on his nerves. So, so he didn't want to stay home, but then when you get married and you don't have, you live under your own roof and you have your own rules, it's a little bit different, because you're like, well, I can do whatever I want. I can sit in my underwear, butt naked, whatever I want to do. No one can bother me. No one can tell me what to do or anything like that. So he started putting on the pounds, and his feet start hurting. And I said, your back start hurting. I said, you got to start moving around. And you got to think about this. He's going to be 37 in another month, about almost another month and a half. And I told him, I said, we're not getting any younger. So, you more than ever now, you got to really start taking things serious with your health now. And, my cholesterol levels, they were high the last time I checked. And I'm like, I got to start doing this walking every day now, But when like I said before, when I used to dance, I never had problems with cholesterol issues, ever. And I used to dance crazy. I was jumping around the room. Like, what I do is nothing. I mean, it's good workout. But what I did back then was even better because it was like, almost like cardio. Like I would dance, but I'd be jumping around the room like crazy for hours. I mean, like I could do it for like 2 hours, just jumping around the room, just nonstop dancing. And then I'll take I'll slow down for like a little, like few seconds, moving around like a little ballerina. Then I start jumping around the room again. And that was me. And I would be like 100 pounds, but eat like a freaking dog. And everyone's trying to figure out how the hell I stay so thin. That's because I was really active until I moved here, and people complain. So, when I do dance, I don't do it as long, and I'm really careful with it. So I don't feel like I get the workout that I want because, if I dance the way I used to dance, not only will I get thinner, I would have to eat double as much. And I don't know if I'll be able to do it as long as I used to because I'm older. You're talking about 15 plus years ago when I was 20 years old. I could do that. But see, I didn't keep up with it because, of course, the neighbors, and then you get older and you can't do what you used to do. I could dance and jump around, but not as long. I think after like an hour, I'll probably get really tired and have to sit down for a bit. Back then, forget it. I'll never forget, I danced for like 4 hours straight one night when I was younger. Yep, I had the boots and the heels on and everything. And it was me, my mother-in-law, friends at work, and I was dancing all night long. They were like, this girl doesn't stop. Yeah, because I could. I could still dance, but I can't. I have to take breaks in between now. I notice. I can't do it straight through like that anymore. but I feel like if I had kept up all those years doing that dancing without the distractions of the neighbors, I think that I would at least been able to still do 2 straight hours without getting tired. But I kind of got out of touch. Because I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'm in my late 30s, I'm nearly 40, you know? And I'm like, man, I'm starting to feel it, getting backaches now. And then, well, my stomach is because I had surgery there. So I always, when I bend in, I, always feel like spasms there. But I know I want to work that area out because there's a little bulge there from after it had surgery. But I want to work it out a little bit, get those muscles loosened up because I feel like it's tight, And yeah, I told him, I said, you gotta start working out. But one of these days, when that lady, whenever she's not there downstairs, I'm gonna just start jumping around the floor again. I can't wait to do that. When a day she's not there and I'm just look out the window and she's like, oh, she's going good. I'm gonna put on the music. I'm just gonna jump and do this like aerobic dance, and I haven't done it in such a long time. I can't wait. I love it. It makes you feel so good. It's like it gives you this high. You get out of zone. You're out of reality at that point. You're just in a whole nother world, just dancing. Oh, I get so crazy and goofy and I start laughing because it just feels so good when you start dancing like that and there's no one around. Jump around the room, be free, I love it. So yeah, I can't wait for that. I do want to do a Bible study. I don't know if it's going to be tonight or tomorrow, but because I do want to have my own private session with the Lord too, and read some scriptures for myself. So maybe tomorrow, or maybe even in the morning time. I don't know yet. But man, I got to get my coffee. I'm like right down the street from my house, well, my apartment. I think I see my neighbor taking out boxes over there. Or is that somebody else? I don't know. Looks like my neighbor, but maybe somebody else. Yeah, I think that's somebody else. But yeah. Hello.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Have a good night. Finally home. But yeah. Yes, I figure, I'll go in just a minute. Just take a little breather here. It's beautiful out. I'm going to definitely try to make sure I take my chair and sit out here and just relax, look at the sunset. I'm going to definitely have some wine and put my feet inside of that thing that I bought my husband because he's using it right now. It's like the foot spa thing with the rollers. It's a little distressed day. I didn't cook nothing. I'm just going to eat simple tonight and relax. I'm not doing nothing. I'll cook tomorrow because I just need me time, to breathe and relax, get everything off my mind. There's so many changes. Like, I got, I mentioned I started that new job at the hospital and my coworkers there with me. We're doing pretty good. Big change, because, you're dealing with a whole big new staff of people and, different personalities. But I miss my old crew. I miss my office. I mean, I've been there for like, over a decade. So a lot of times, sometimes when I'm you know, driving to work, I almost go off on the old exit I used to go off on to go to my old job. And I like completely like lose myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Why am I here? This is my what the heck was I thinking? Why did I come to my old job? And I'm like, and I leave and I'm like, I'm not it's weird because I don't think about it, but I guess because I did it for so long, that's all I was used to that. So then, I one day ran late to work because I went to my old job with a former boss who retired. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like, what the hell am I doing? So yeah, so I miss them. You know, it's a big adjustment. Yeah, I definitely want to make sure I do that. It's just that this whole week I've been so busy. I've just been running around. They failed my inspection, so that was another thing. So I've been trying to get all that together in my apartment and, try and figure some things out. I don't know like exactly where, like what's going to happen next year. I mean, every year hits and I say, well, we're going to move out. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to move out so soon now because the way things are going. But I'm just thankful to have somewhere to live with everything going on. You know, I was thinking about that today, earlier before I came on here because I started working before that time. Um, I had to be walking for about a good 40 minutes, but I said to myself, I said, if I had to buy a house, and let's say I ended up having a baby or a child or something, and I had to buy a house, but I had to struggle and I couldn't do anything and I couldn't travel and do stuff. I said, which one would I rather live in an apartment with a bedroom and make the living room a bed for me and my husband and have the little baby or girl have her own room, or have a house? And I said, so what? I'd rather live in a small, tiny, simple house and travel the world and do things, discover new things and see different things before I buy a house, live in it, and never be able to save and never be able to do anything and just be stuck in the house all day. Like, no. So I would rather that. I mean, I don't know. I know like I have to post up the videos about like these small houses they've been, like how much they run for and if it's overpriced. But a lot of people have been getting it. And there's also the tent living now. So a lot of people are living in the house tents. I got to show this on my thing. When I get off of here, I'm going to look it up because I want to put it on my posts, and you'll see like there are people that you could put a couch in there, you could put TV, you could put everything, and everyone's like, oh man, I want to get this. Some people now are literally renting out campsites and living there. Okay. And I'm like, and a lot of people are ready to go back to that kind of living. A lot of people are getting tired. And I was looking this up. A lot of people are, you might as well just come in with me, right? A lot of people are getting tired of, technology, and they said that which ages, I think they said on average 18 to 24 years of age. Hey baby, your feet feels good on that? Yeah. What happened? Towel? All right. All right. I'll be using that tonight. Baby. Okay. Go into my room here. Won't be on here too much longer, I promise, because I really don't want to miss my sunset. I like to see the sun setting and reflect on things. This is my wind down time. So yeah, so a lot of people right now are just like, they're they're getting tired of the technology and all this stuff, and they want to start pulling away from that and going back towards nature and living on the land. A lot of people starting to think that way, and it's smart thinking, because when things fall apart, you want to be able to know that you can live without that stuff. My cousin and all of them are starting to plant their own plants and gardens and fruits and trees and stuff. She has her own chickens now in the backyard, and she pulled all four of her kids out of school, so now she homeschools them now, and she lives down in Florida. But a lot of people starting to they're starting to realize, like, we're too reliant on technology, we're too reliant on the government, we're too reliant on all these things they want us to rely on, and we got to start pulling away from that. You know, um, you know, I see a lot of people that are Gen Zers, like before my generation, younger than me, and like 18 to 24. They said, if you look this up on Google, they're saying that which age group of Gen Zers are starting to pull away from technology is the average age is 18 to 24 years. That age group is slowly starting to pull away from the phones, the technology. They're saying that it's taking them away from real life, and they see the effects of it, because I think that when they grew up, their parents put them in front of a phone, in front of a television all day long, and in front of technology, that to the point where they're like, I didn't like that. I realized I missed out of a lot of things. I just feel like this is all I did when I grew up. I want to go out, explore. I want to go out more and have more family time, and they're starting to get dummy phones now. That's what they call it. Dummy phones, like the flip phones. Old flip phones, they just don't want to be near any technology anymore. So a lot of them are starting to pull back, and it's a movement. Mainly a lot of college students, from what I saw. It's a good topic for. I would like to talk about that too, in addition to all the things that I want to talk about. But yeah, that generation start to pull back, and they're saying maybe in the next 10, 15 years, we may see a decrease and a reverse of people using technology. Not everybody, but you're going to see a lot of people wanting to go back to living on the land. A lot of people are starting to talk like that. They're like, I just want to get away from all this. They're like, I listen to all these videos around the world, different people, and they're like, I just want to get away from all this. I don't want the phone somewhere. I don't want anything. I just want to go back to living on the land. I just want to live in a nice tent. I want to see peace. I want to see nature. I want to hear birds chirping. I just want to get away from all this stuff. And you start realizing, like, how bad this stuff affects you. And now people are like, I just want to live a simple life. I'm tired. And that's how people are starting to think. They want to get away from all of that stuff and get back to the land. Heck, maybe the Amish wasn't as crazy after all. Maybe this is what we get. We should have listened to them. The Amish people say, this is what you get. I told you this is what about this technology. We should have listened to them. Maybe that's where everyone's going to start doing. Because I know a situation. My mom told me it was an African American guy. He got this white girl pregnant who left the Amish, right, for a little while. And then she wanted to go back. She wanted to go back after she came out to the world and she saw what she saw. For some reason, she wanted to go back to the Amish town. And you know what happened? He wanted to be with her and marry her and be with her. And they said, you can. She says, but you're going to have to get rid of everything. You would have to become Amish. You can't bring anything on the outside world here. And he became Amish. He literally gave up his whole life of technology, his world, his life outside, his careers, everything, to be with her. He loved her. He married her, had a kid, and he stayed in Amish town. And I'm sure he probably don't regret it either, because he's like, wow, this is peaceful. I'm not saying that they don't have their problems, but you know what I mean. Like, it's just a more simple life. And that's what a lot of people are saying now, people that grew up around technology and they're video game freaks. They're always online. They tell you, like, it just takes so much of your time. I can tell you that me being on phones all the time, it just drives me crazy. I get a headache. I feel like tension, and I feel like I need to let loose. And I'm like, I can't be on for too long before I go nuts. I just don't know how people can be on phone all day long. Like it's one thing to check it a few minutes and see a couple of videos and then put your phone down and go back outside, but not all day long. Not all day long. you know, no. But I'm gonna go make myself a coffee, go back outside. Yes, and I want to go see the sunset. And I just want gonna be tonight. I think it's gonna be more of tomorrow because tonight is my personal study night. To have with the God and read my scriptures and stuff. So probably be tomorrow night after I finish cooking and everything, and then I have the baby on Friday again, so I won't be around on Friday. And Saturday, I don't know what's going on yet. I have no idea because my nephew wants me to hang out with him. So got so much going on. My bubbas. But everybody take care. Have a happy Thursday. Get outside. Don't sit on the phones all day long. Don't stay in those chat rooms all day long. Everybody, God bless. Bye-bye.